Today we are going to see chapter 1 plus 2 Cbse and Icse syllabus in economics. In this chapter we have to learn about what is microeconomics and macroeconomics. It is introduction to microeconomics. This is a chapter 1 of both Cbse and Icse syllabus. Before going to see about micro and macroeconomics, we should understand what is need. Have you heard about need? Need is nothing but wants. Wants, it is nothing but desire, motive, taste. So desire, motive, taste. Desire, motive and taste. So there are so many factors determining our needs. So many factors. What are the factors? You have studied last year. The factors, fundamental and psychological needs. Wants, fundamental and psychological needs. That every citizen in the world, every citizen in the country need food, clothing, shelter. That is called fundamental and psychological needs. And then one more needs, customs and habits. Customs and habits means what? For example, in the early morning you are taking coffee in the morning. Frequently you are taking 2 or 3 days, definitely you will be induced. Every morning you need coffee. So according to the customs and habits, you will be induced to have some need, that type of needs. And then social needs. What are the social needs? Transport, postal and transport and services. These are social needs. For example, if our neighbor have a scooter, we also want to have a scooter. If the neighbor have a car, we also want to have a car. So that type of needs is called social needs. Some other needs are there that is induced by advertisement. Even we don't know about something about the particular product. If you are viewing the TV or any newspaper advertised, by seeing this advertisement, you will be induced to purchase a particular commodity or particular thing. That is called advertisement. Some needs are induced by advertisements. So what are the needs? The factors determining the needs. The first, fundamental and psychological needs. The food, clothing, shelter. So every individual, without these things, nobody can survive. Understand? So other social needs, because other society, the peoples of other society having some needs. So we should also have the same need. So that is social needs. And some other needs, it is induced by advertisement. So, and then one more need, according to the customs and the habits. So, first of all, we should know needs. And then, for example, if you need something, you have to sacrifice something. For example, one farmer or one particular person having 5 acres of land or few acres of agricultural land. But at the same time, he is not having a house. But now he wants to have a very good house, a big house. Then what to do? What he has to do? Actually, he has to dispose some acres of land in order to have a big house. So, if you want this one, you have to sacrifice that one. Have you understand? We have studied about some opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means what? The next best alternative that is forgone. If you want to achieve something, you have to lose something. So that cost. So if you need big house, you have to give up some acre of land. And then education. For example, some citizen want to give a very good education to their children. At that time, they have to sacrifice, they have to give up some luxurious life. Understand? Because the income is not as sufficient as to meet out the educational expenditures. So they have to give up their luxurious life. Understand? So you have to see. And then resources. Resources normally, each and every resources are limited. In the year, actually before independence, before 1950, the population would be coming around how much? 40 to 50 crores. Now what would be the population now? The population will be 130 crores. Before only 50 crores. So the population going on increasing. But the same land, same resources, same water sources, same ocean, same forest and other natural resources, all are limited. So with the limited resources, we have to distribute all the goods and services to the total population, existing population. So definitely, so that No individual, this is an important point, no individual has all the things which he needs. In order to survive in the world, you want so many things. But all the things you are having, it is not possible. You have to sacrifice something. For example, a weaver. What is the purpose of the weaver? What he will do, weaver? He has to produce some cloth. If he produces his cloth, because the only source of income by producing the cloth. So on disposal of the cloth, actually the own cloth will be consumed by him. Beyond that, is there any production is there? Then he will dispose that production in order to have some other goods and services. Understand? Like teacher. Teacher means what? Teacher is a person who has to impart education among the children, among the students. Understand? So he must have the capability of teaching the persons. So by teaching he will get something. So the something will be used for his households, and then apart from that, if he wants any other things, by that amount he will spend. Understand? Like family or laborer. Laborer means there are two types of laborer. One is skilled labor or unskilled labor. Skilled labor means, he will be trained and then he has passed ITI, so many things in the technically qualified. Or unskilled laborer means he has to work, he has to physically work in order to get something. So out of the things that he is derived by doing his services, he will purchase other goods and services. So the sources are limited, either it is a weaver or teacher or family or laborer. And then another important point, the basic economic activities. In every country, the basic economic activities will be classified into three categories. One is production, and other is exchange and consumption. So whatever the requirements of first of all we have to think it over, whatever the requirements of the total society, accordingly we should have production. So same production should have been exchanged, and then the production should be exchanged, it should be distributed between the consumers in equitable manner, and then it has to be consumed by the general public. So these main three activities, only one is production and exchanging and consumption, are three basic economic activities. Clear? Now let's look into the central economic problems. It has been classified into three categories, three questions. It has been divided into three questions. What to produce, how to produce, and to whom to produce. This is the three important questions we have to raise. These are the central economic problems. First question is, what is produced, in what quantity produced? What is produced, in what quantity? We have to decide which one we have to produce. Whether the production of food, clothing or housing. What is this? Food. The production of food, clothing, housing is nothing but fundamental and psychological. So whether we have to concentrate on fundamental and psychological goods or luxurious goods, we have to decide ourselves. And then we have to concentrate on agricultural goods or industrial goods. Indian economy is an agriculture economy. So both we needs. We have to manufacture industrial goods also. But at the same time, we have to concentrate more on agricultural goods, less on industrial goods. So you can fix it 80%, 20% or 60%, 40%. 60% for agriculture, 40% for industrial goods. Like that you can fix. So whether we have to produce agricultural goods or industrial goods. And then education and health. So this is also important. Without education, without health, no prosperity will come in the economy. So for education and health also we have to spend, but at the same time military also we have to spend. But the importance must be given what? It must be given to education and health services. And then consumption of goods and investment goods. In goods, there are two types of goods. One is consumption goods. Consumption goods means whatever we are consuming, that is consumption goods. Investment goods is the good which is used for manufacturing other goods. For example, machinery. Machinery is a investment good. So whether we have to produce consumption goods or investment goods, we have to decide. So these are the questions that to be raised in our mind. So this is the first central economic problem. And then after deciding which to produce, after deciding, we have to decide how are these goods to be produced, how it is going to be produced. Then how much of resources needed for our estimated production. So we have to decide first the quantum of resources we need for the manufacturing purpose, and then whether we have to use labor or machines, we have to use more labor or more machines, whether it is labor oriented or machine oriented, technology oriented, we have to decide here. So how to produce means, so these two processes, whether we are utilizing more machine or whether we are utilizing more labor, we have to decide which one, or both. Sometimes we utilize both. And then which technology, there is new technology, modern technology, old technology. So whether we are adopting the old technology or new technology or modern technology in order to produce, and this is another point. And then for whom the goods are produced. So this is what to produce and how is to be produced, and then to whom to be produced. To who gets how much, the maximum share, whether the poor or weaker section or middle class or first class. So we have to decide for which category, which class we are concentrating. So for whom we are manufacturing, how to distribute for all weaker sections. Our population is 130 crores. So how to distribute all the finished goods? So we have to calculate, we have to decide the mode of transport. So how to distribute, and then who gets more and who gets less. This is also another question we have to ask ourselves. And then whether or not to ensure minimum amount of consumption. Minimum amount of consumption, whether it should be ensured or it need not be ensured, we have to decide here. And then whether or not elementary education or basic health services should be available for everyone. Is there availability? Is education and basic health services are available for each and every individual of our country? So we have to decide. So these are the, if asked in the question, if this question asked in the exam, you have to explain each and every category. The first category is what is produced, second category is how is produced, and then third category is for whom to be produced. So this is a central economic problem. So you can, at the conclusion you have to write like that: allocation of scarce resources and the distribution of final goods and services are central problem of economy. So what is central problem of economy? Allocation of scarce resources and the distribution of final goods and services are central problems of an economy. Now let's look into production possibility frontier. What is production possibility frontier? The meaning is given here: the collection of all possible consumption of goods and services. Collection of all possible consumption of goods and services, that is combination of goods and services that can be produced from a given amount of resources and given technological knowledge. So here the resources are given, that is fixed, resources are fixed, and then technology also fixed. With the fixed resources and the technology, what are the possibility of consumption of goods, what are the possibility of combination of goods and services that can be produced from the given amount of resources and technology is production possibility of economy. So what is production possibility economy? For example, I have 1 acre of land. I have to cultivate something, but I want to cultivate, for example, if I cultivate paddy, I can get 20 units. Exclusively paddy. If we cultivate paddy only, I can get the yield, production 20 units. If I cultivate wheat, I can produce only 15 units. So this is wheat, this is paddy. For example, if I want both to be manufactured, both to be produced in my land, then there will be different combination. So while I am producing 20 units of paddy, I get the maximum capability of paddy, the wheat will be 0. Understand? If I want to produce both, for example, wheat, I want wheat production 5, then I have to sacrifice what I have produced paddy, some quantum of, some unit of paddy I have to sacrifice. So I can get only 12 units. So this is another combination. Understand? So if I want more wheat, for example 10, then I have to lose only, I can produce only 8 units of paddy. If I want both, I can produce 8 units of paddy, 10 units of wheat. If only paddy, I can produce 20 units. If only wheat, I can produce 15 units. But no paddy. Understand? If I concentrate only wheat, I can produce 15 units. But at the same time, paddy, there will be no paddy. And then if I concentrate paddy, only paddy, I can produce 20 units, but wheat will be 0. Apart from these two types of combination will be there. 12 units, 5. 8 units, 5 units of wheat. So this is a combination. Here, one example is there. Instead of paddy and wheat, we have taken, it has been taken in your book, corn and cotton. So this is corn and cotton. If corn, only corn, it is decided to produce only corn, the corn production will be 5. And so with the limited technological resources and then given amount of resources and technology, given technology, we can produce only 4 units of corn, but there is no cotton. So maximum we can produce corn 4 units. If we concentrate only on cotton, you can get the production of 10 units, but there will be no corn. So if you concentrate cotton, you can get 10 units. If you concentrate corn, you can get 4 units. So apart from that, this is the collection of all possible consumption or combination of goods. Other combination or other consumptions. So how other consumption part? If I want corn 1 unit, I have to sacrifice 1 unit in cotton. So 1 unit corn, 9 units cotton. This is another combination. It is also possible. And then 2 units of corn, 7 units of cotton, this is another combination of production is also possible. And then 3 units of corn, 4 units of cotton is also possible. So this is called production possibility frontier. We can draw it like that. For example, you can take it x-axis, y-axis. This is x-axis, this one y-axis. So 0, x, y. So x-axis is represented by corn. Let it be. And then y-axis is represented by cotton. So you can fix the point. So here only maximum 4 points in x-axis. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then cotton, how many points are there? Maximum 10. So okay, you can divide it into 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then you can mark each and every combination will be depicted in the diagram. So in the first combination, what is the first combination? Corn 0. You can take it, this is 0, corn 0, this is corn, this is this point 0, and then cotton 10. So this point, you can mark it up like that, this point. And then second combination, corn 1, this is corn, and then cotton 9. So you have to take, this is 8 or 9, so this is 9. Understand?
Yes, sir.
And then see, corn 2 and 7. Here 2 and then 7. 2 and then 7. And then 3, 4. Corn 3 and then 4. Cotton 4, corn 3. This other part. And then E. Corn is 4. cotton is 0. So corn is 4, cotton is 0 means this is this value only. Understand? So you have to make it. This is if you draw all the points. Understand? This is protection possibility curve. Protection possibility frontier. Definitely this question will be asked in the exam. Please careful. And then one more point. If we decide any point here, for example, in this point, if we concentrate, if we want to manufacture this combination how much? So you can see, for example, that much what? 1.5 cotton and then 5 1.5 corn, and then this combination cotton is 5. If you confirm, if you want to produce this combination, that means what? Actually, this is given amount of resources and technology. So with this given amount of resources and technology, we can produce. This is a production possibility curve. Any point lying below the production possibility curve means it is underutilization of resources. Here, underutilization of resources. Suppose if you are manufacturing, if you are producing corn 1.5 units and then cotton 5 units, that is called nothing but it is underutilization, unutilized resources, because resources are there but we have not yet used it fully. And said this is an important point. And then we may say opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means what? This is also opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means what? The next best alternative that is forgone. This next best alternative that is forgone. That is opportunity cost. So if we want to have more, you have to lose here. If you want to more corn, you have to lose the production of cotton some percentage. So this is a production possibility curve and opportunity cost. Clear?